All right, everyone, welcome to PRPathways, your own YouTube channel. I hope so doing great. I'm also doing amazing. Beautiful weather, beautiful summers coming along the way. Not the summer exactly, spring you can say. So just because of this beautiful weather, I just came out and trying to help you guys and making new videos related to new immigration changes. So today gonna be very important video coming from PEI Prince Edward Island. They are actually stopping AIP and conserving AIP to only few sectors. Trying to cover video, I'll try to cover this video in very much detail, and we'll cover a few of the important topics. If you are new to this channel, just let you know guys, this channel is about immigration. I cover various countries all around the globe and help people to know about immigration, whether it's a permanent residency, work permit, study permit, and other newses all around the globe. So please stay tuned and watch this video until the end. If you are in if you are in PEI Prince Edward Island, this news is very important for you. And in future, if you are thinking to apply for permanent residency via AIP, so this video will be very impactful for you guys. So stay tuned, watch this until the end, and try to understand what are the new changes. Okay, so just for an overview, I'll cover few important topics in this video. So I'll cover AIP eligibility, how to apply through AIP, that is Atlantic Immigration Program, other ways if you are not eligible into AIP, reasons for these new changes. So I'm covering these videos on these 4 subtopics. So let's try to understand what is basically happening in the Prince Edward Island. So in the Prince Edward Island, recently the news came up that AIP will be restricting to only few professions. One is the healthcare, second is the construction, third is the manufacturing. So if you're planning to apply for AIP under this PEI, so please be aware that you'll not be able to apply until you are working in these sectors only. I'll cover AIP eligibility, I'll cover how to apply, I'll cover alternative pathways to PR if you are not eligible under the AIP, especially for the PEI Prince Edward Island, and I'll try to cover what are the recent changes or why these changes are happening. So stay tuned. Okay, the first important point. So what is AIP? AIP basically is Atlantic Immigration Program. This was a pilot before, as I told you before. This program is a permanent program for immigration in Atlantic provinces. Atlantic provinces are the 4 provinces on the Atlantic side of Canada. They are Newfoundland, Labrador, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI. So PEI is basically an island, very small island, and usually what happened in the recent news, last year they have reserved the quota, so they decreased the number of seats. The reason why this is happening, I'm going to cover in the later part of this video. Let's try to understand AIP. AIP basically how you become eligible for AIP. There are particular eligibility requirements. Let's try to cover each and every requirement in detail. So the first requirement to become eligible for AIP is you need a job offer by designated employer, number 1. Number 2 important thing is your offer must be endorsed by province. So endorsement will be done by your employer itself. If you are getting AIP from the employer, so that's employer's responsibility to get your employment endorsed, offer of endorsement. Third important thing, you should be having 1 year of post-secondary credential or high school depending upon the job requirement. So that's the must requirement. Number 4th of the requirement is CLB 5, the Canadian language bank pass, should be 5 or 4 depending upon the job you are doing. Fifth important thing is you should be having 1 year of work experience. So work experience can be waived off if you have studied in that particular area or city, you would say. Sixth important thing is there should be a settlement funds available in your bank if you're planning to apply for AIP. These are the basic requirements for AIP. I have not covered AIP in detail, but yes, these are just basic requirements you should be able to fulfill before getting into the AIP, right? So I'll try to cover now what are the steps and how you can apply in this later part. So I have covered AIP, the eligible requirements. Now I'm gonna let you know how you guys can apply for it. So there are basically 3 steps. I'm not covering much details because this video is not about AIP. These are the this video is basically the recent changes happened in Canadian immigration, especially for the PEI. So if you want to apply, so you have to apply in 3 steps. First, you will get the settlement plan, then you will get the endorsement, third you will get the apply for the federal government. So these are the basic 3 steps when you're trying to apply for AIP. Now gonna cover the alternative pathways, because AIP will be restricted to only 3 sectors, as I told you. The sectors are healthcare, construction and manufacturing. So if you want to apply for AIP and you are not eligible, for instance, let's say you are not eligible in AIP, what are the other platforms, what are the other ways you can apply for? Let's try to cover those. So as I said, there are other platforms, other pathways also for the PEI PR immigration if you are not eligible for the AIP. So the first pathway is express entry. Express entry is the traditional pathway, so this works in each and every province. So there are 3 subcategories like CEC, federal skilled worker, or federal skilled trades, right? The second important thing is here is PEI PNP. I have already covered the video in detail about the PEI PNP last year, so you can just watch if you want. So in the PEI PNP, there are 2 categories, as I already told in my many videos. PEI are of 2 kinds. One is like enhanced PNP, one is like base PNP. So enhanced PNP are tied up to the express entry, but the base PNP are normal federal route. So what are the kind of options available in the PEI? First is the critical worker PNP, second is the intermediate experience PNP, third is the international graduate PNP. I'm not covering this in detail because I have already made the video before. Fourth one is the skilled worker, fifth one is the occupation in demand. So these are the PNPs available in the PEI province. Okay, so just for an overview or reference, I'll cover PNP's basic requirements to just give you an overview. Let's cover this. Okay, the important part now, the PNPs I have already covered. In the PEI there are a certain number of PNPs, I have explained it, but there is like a particular set of base requirements for every PNP. For example, the first requirement is you should be having a qualifying job offer from an employer. This is the first requirement. Second important requirement is you should be having a work experience. Third important requirement, you should be having education like a high school or education credential from Canada, or you should be having ECA certificate. Fourth requirement is language proficiency. Like in my many videos I have covered this topic, so you should be aware of this language proficiency thing. This should be settlement funds if you want to immigrate to PEI via PNPs. So these like as I covered it before, so PNPs are of 2 types, base and enhanced PNPs. Base PNPs are covered in the federal side, enhanced PNP goes with the or ties up with the federal side, like express entries or maybe federal skilled worker category. So this is today's video, guys. One last thing I forgot to mention, that why the recent changes are coming up, because of the fact that federal government reduced the number of quota for immigration, because they want those people to stay who are actually like help in the economy for PEI or certainly in Canada. So that's the only reason these changes are coming up. There's a big news coming up for the express entry as well, that they have changed a few things. So I'll cover this video in the next time. I take one calls from on Instagram as well. Please do follow me on Instagram and just chat with me, and I'll collaborate with you guys. That's today's videos. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.